Hey everyone, and welcome back to Outta Here Baseball. In this video, we'll be counting down the worst seasons in MLB history. Chris Davis recently set an MLB record by going 54 at-bats without recording a hit. This coming after a 2018 season in which he batted .168 and set a record for lowest batting average in a single season. In honor of Davis's unfortunate accomplishments, we'll be looking at the worst MLB seasons of all time in terms of wins above replacement, commonly called WAR. So first, what is WAR? Well, it's a summary metric that takes into account all of a player's hitting, fielding, and base running contributions into one number. A player's WAR is how many theoretical wins they provide to their team compared to a replacement player in the same position, with a replacement player being defined as a minor league or bench player who provides 0 wins or 0 WAR. A player who provides a WAR of 2 is considered average, while above 4 is considered all-star level, and anything above 6 is MVP level. But as you will see, a player's WAR can be less than 0. It should also be noted that different websites have different ways of calculating WAR, and for this video, I'll be using Fangraphs' version of the stat. Oh, and one last thing, this list will only feature position players, as pitchers would make a good list for another time. Onto the list now, and tied for 10th with negative 2.9 wins above replacement is Dunn in 2011. Dunn was an all-or-nothing power hitter who hit homers, drew walks, and struck out a lot. He was an above-average hitter every season he played in the majors, except for one. In 2011, Dunn hit just .159 with 11 home runs for the White Sox, by far his lowest home run total in a season. He rated as a below-average defender at first base, though primarily appeared at DH. If not for his 75 walks, which were 9 more than his total of 66 hits that season, Dunn's season may have ranked even higher on this list. Luckily, he turned things around and made the All-Star team the next year and hit 41 homers. Also in 10th with negative 2.9 WAR is Neifi Pérez in 2002. Pérez was a light-hitting shortstop and second baseman who won a Gold Glove Award in 2000. 2 years later with Kansas City, he would have his worst defensive season in addition to his worst offensive season, even by his low standards. Pérez had just 27 extra base hits while batting .236 and drew just 20 walks for a Royals team that lost 100 games. He also grounded into 11 double plays and was caught stealing 4 more times than he was successful. Now we have a 4-way tie for 6th with a negative 3.1 WAR, and Chris Davis will be up first. Davis is the reason for making this video, and his 2018 season for a terrible Orioles team was one of the stories of the season. 192 strikeouts to just 41 walks and 16 home runs are some of the numbers that stand out, and we already mentioned his abysmal .168 batting average. His defense was a bit below average at first base, and he isn't the best runner either, so Davis struggled in all aspects of the game. And to think, this is the same man who hit 53 home runs in 2013. Next at negative 3.1 WAR is Cristian Guzman in 1999. As a rookie, Guzman played shortstop for the Twins and had a very rough start to his career. In 420 at-bats, he hit just 1 home run with 16 total extra base hits, while walking just 22 times. His defense at short didn't help, and his base running was poor as well. Overall, his offensive output was 62% below that of a league average player. Guzman would improve in the following years and would even be named an All-Star in 2001 while receiving MVP votes, which shows that a player doesn't need to take the league by storm as a rookie to be successful. Also with negative 3.1 WAR is Jose Guillen in 1997. Guillen played for over a decade in the bigs, but like Guzman, didn't get off to a hot start as a rookie. He had 39 extra base hits, including 14 home runs, but in 1997, everyone was hitting that many home runs. What really hurt Guillen was his low walk total of 17 and his defense in right field, where he had 9 errors. He would go on to have a decent career, and is best remembered for this throw he made in 1998 to nab a runner at third base. Who was that runner? None other than our man in 10th place on this list, Neifi Pérez. Our last player with negative 3.1 WAR is McCarty in 1993. McCarty was selected 3rd overall in the 1991 draft, but never found any big league success. His rookie season with the Twins proved to be difficult, as he hit just 2 home runs with a total of 19 extra base hits, and struggled defensively in the outfield as he usually played first base. He also stole just 2 bases in 8 attempts, and walked only 19 times the whole season. By now, you've probably noticed a trend. Poor power numbers, plus a low on-base percentage, plus poor defense and running, equals a very bad season. In 5th is George Wright in 1985 with negative 3.2 WAR. Not to be confused with the Hall of Famer George Wright from the 1870s, this George Wright actually got off to a good start in his major league career. It was in his 4th season with the Rangers that things started to go south for Wright, as he batted just .190 with 13 doubles and 2 home runs, far below his 28 doubles and 18 homers from just 2 seasons prior. Like so many others on this list, he didn't draw many walks or run well, and his defense rated below average in center field. Wright would only last one more year in the majors after his poor season. In 4th, we have Jim Levey with negative 3.3 WAR in 1931. Levey played 3 full seasons for the St. Louis Browns from 1931 to 1933, and that first season he batted .209 with 5 home runs and 19 doubles. While his offensive stats were poor, Levey's defense is what really hurt him. Playing shortstop at a time where fielding errors were more common, Levey was still far below average, committing 58 errors in 139 games. Levey's performance would improve in his second season, however, and he would even garner some MVP votes. Moving into the top 3 now, and we have Tommy Thevenow with negative 3.6 WAR in 1930. Thevenow was the starting shortstop for the Phillies in 1930 and had a season very similar to Levey. He had 21 doubles with 0 home runs, and while his .286 batting average may sound fine by today's standards, this was at a time when batting .400 was still feasible. He stole just 1 base and defensively made 58 errors, ultimately leading to the Phillies trading him away after the season. In 2nd is Jerry Royster with negative 3.8 WAR in 1977. Royster's second full season with the Braves in 1977 saw him bat .216 with only 18 extra base hits, while filling in at 3rd, 2nd, and shortstop defensively. He could run well as evidenced by his 28 stolen bases that season, but his poor defense would hurt his value, as he made 28 errors in the field, 15 of which came at shortstop. Royster would rebound from his poor season and ended up playing in parts of 16 major league seasons, most of which were with the Braves. And now for number 1, we have Jim Levey again with negative 4.0 WAR in 1933. Remember how he said Levey would rebound from his poor season? Well, after his strong second season, Levey would follow up with the worst season in MLB history in terms of wins above replacement. He batted .195 with just 16 extra base hits and was caught stealing more times than he was successful. In addition, he had only 26 walks, leading to an offensive season that was a whopping 76% below league average. A 38-year-old Babe Ruth was rated as 76% above average that season, so you could say that Levey was as bad a hitter as Babe Ruth was good. So that concludes our countdown of the worst seasons in MLB history. Do you think Levey's season was the worst? Would you want to see a follow-up of this video with the worst seasons by pitchers? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay notified on all the latest Outta Here baseball content. Thanks for watching.